Yeah, good evening.
Hey, good evening to
All
you.
right, here I
What's
am here
up?
tonight with Vaughn West, brothers out in the Windy City over there with the shy lights.
I'm from the Bay Area. I never let people forget that.
Boy, that's right, and we gonna tell everybody about that. Try to turn
Yeah.
this TV off there. So, how we doing tonight, Vaughn? It's cold out there.
Well, it snowed a little bit earlier, but it wasn't enough to do anything.
Okay,
But it's trying to get cold. It's gonna look. It may not snow a lot, but it's gonna get cold.
I heard that, man.
if,
All right,
if you can wake Lou Rawls up, he'll tell you.
yeah, I remember we just talked about that a little earlier. Yeah, Windy City, man.
Yeah,
So,
man.
let's talk about you. You're from Oaktown,
Yes, born and raised.
Oakland, California.
Yeah, that's my home. And hey, I just want to shout out to everybody there. You know,
Okay,
yeah, man, I miss y'all. And hey, I'll see you soon.
there you go. Now, you know I'm a native San Franciscan,
Yeah,
right across that bridge. And
yeah,
then later on, back in 75, well, I take it back. Back in I think it was like 72, I moved out to Emeryville.
okay.
I was your neighbor out there, man. And then I bought me a house in North Oakland, where you're at, in 65. I was on
Yeah,
Irene Street between, I'd say between, what do you call it, San Pablo
well,
Market.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I know exactly where you were
Yeah, we're neighbors.
all the time.
Yeah. And then not too far from that new Ruthie's Inn.
Uh huh.
Hey, Bobby Bluebland was out there a lot. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
I think Johnny Taylor played out there.
yeah.
A whole lot of people was playing out there back in the day.
Right. Um,
Uh,
we used to be there a lot.
what was that?
We used to be there a lot.
Yeah,
The Whispers, you know,
yeah. Well,
and
you know,
myself.
I was working at the Ghetto Club back.
Right.
I started out there in 1970, and I was 20 years old then.
Wow.
I met the Whispers, I think around, I'm thinking 69. No, it
Wow.
must have been around 70.
Yeah, well,
I,
see, I started with them in 70. I was working at Natural Soul Productions, and they rehearsed there.
okay,
And I used to set up, I used to set up all the instruments,
okay.
mics, and done the sound. And they liked the way I done that because before that, I was just answering the phone and washing windows.
Yeah, where was that at?
On Telegraph, right next to the
In
showcase.
Oakland. Oakland.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Um, Now we had a conversation before. We were talking about when we met Gordy. I met Gordy at Basin Street West on Broadway. You met him where on Broadway?
Okay. Yep. Well, like I say, I started with the Whispers in 70.
Right.
I was still a junior in high school.
Wow.
And they told me, the first thing Nicholas told me, if you don't finish school, you finish with us.
Oh, I love it. That was great. That was you couldn't get better advice than that, man.
Right. Actually, the whole group came to my house and talked to my mother and father.
Wow.
I had a job that I was hired at Biff's,
Right.
and
Was
as
that
a
on Ocean Avenue in San
no, that
Francisco?
was
No,
on
that's another bitch. Yeah. Okay, got it.
27th, 27th and Broadway,
Okay.
something like that. And I was going to be a dishwasher.
Okay.
My mother wanted me to do that. My father said I could teach him how to wash dishes right here.
Love it.
So my mother didn't want me to go. My father said let him go because they came and talked to him and let him know that hey, I would be okay. See, the Whispers weren't one of the groups that did cocaine and smoked weed and all that. I don't think Scotty ever had a sip of liquor in his life.
Wow. Okay.
Like when they did a toast, you see Scotty looking around for me. Yeah, I drink it. I
Oh,
throw it
got
down
it.
and give
Okay,
him an
got
empty
it.
glass.
Okay.
But just let me say this about them, man, and we'll move on about me. Those guys were some of the most down to earth guys, and they were what do you call a person when they just they live clean? I'll put it like that.
Okay.
And they taught me, especially Nicholas and Gordy, taught me a lot about the entertainment business and a lot about life.
Okay.
So I was like surrounded with five guys that taught me something different, but it was all good, you know.
Right.
And man, I thank God that was a blessing.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah. Well,
So
we had our little experiences with them. Like I said, I met Gordy on Bay Street West. He invited me downstairs to meet the group and have
uh-huh.
some wine with them.
Well,
And
I
then,
remember Gordy dressed all the way down at the end of that hallway
yes,
because he smoked cigarettes, and Scotty and Walt couldn't stand cigarette smoke.
right. I'm the same way, but yeah, I'm the same way. I don't smoke. And
I
anyway,
do.
the next time I seen them, they were out at the Ghetto Club.
Okay.
And I got that picture to today with them. Gordy was with them. And then after that, you remember his accident, and that was no more Gordy.
Right. We had left Houston, and Gordy had he had driven his car. Right. I
Yes,
remember it was a Firebird. I forget what year, but it was like pretty much brand new. And another guy was driving, the guy that usually drove the van, Jimmy Kilgore. I'll never forget it. I was in the back seat, and all I remember is waking up in a ditch.
were you in the car or the van?
I was in the car,
Okay,
and that was the last time I done that. And
okay,
later on, after we got to LA, Gordy stayed. You know, I think yeah, he stayed because he visited his father, and I flew from Oakland. I mean, from LA to Oakland, and Gordy, I guess, was on his way to Oakland or something when he got in the accident and he ruptured his vocal cord.
yeah, terrible.
But I saw him several times after that
Uh huh.
down in LA when we would go down there to work. But anyway, um, God bless the snake, because that's what they used to call him. Man, he was smooth. He was smooth.
Right,
Actually, Nick did all the choreography. Man was a genius, man.
right.
He choreographed everything and he done it alone. So anyway, I just want to wrap this up about them. Hey, all I can say is they're wonderful guys. They gave me a great start, and God bless all of them. I love them. I love them deeply, man, in my heart.
Yeah. Well, you remember Grady.
Of course, I
And I
was
knew
there.
Grady from the city when they had their, and then Larry when they were had the Grand Theft Band.
Right, I remember when they came in. I
Yeah,
was
they
in
were
the.
at they played at the Ghetto Club many
Uh huh.
years, and I used to allow them to leave their instruments, for a few days,
Yeah.
so they can go out and party when they got off on Sunday, and
Right.
and then they come back. So when I got married, they came and played for me for free at my wedding,
Yeah.
and it was always cool. And then when they became Whispers, part of the Whispers,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know, uh, Grady
Uh,
was at the Circle Star, got me, backstage passes and everything. It was great. And the
well,
last time,
we just didn't meet then because I
no,
was there.
yeah, but last time I was with Grady at the Circle Star. No, last time I was with Grady was at Paramount. And
Okay.
Grady and me were both fat and bald. And I had pictures of us back at the Circle Star, what, 30 odd years ago or something like that, man. And
Yeah,
we,
man.
we look at the pictures, he like, whoa. And then the last time I seen the Whispers was at um, the funeral for
Nicholas.
Nicholas. And yeah, it was just everybody was out there. I was there with,
Hey,
well, I didn't
man,
see,
speaking of Nicholas, man, Nicholas was my go-to guy
yeah,
for entertainment or life
yeah,
questions. And, he gave his life to the Whispers.
yeah, sure did, yeah. Well, I
But
was there with Charles Wright. I ran into Charles Wright, an old friend of mine. He was there at the, not Charles Wright, yeah, Charles Wright,
uh,
at the funeral there, watching the Third Street Band.
what was the song, the big song he had?
Express yourself.
Yeah, Express
Loveland,
Yourself,
Loveland, do
Love,
your
like, yeah,
thing.
man.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
he had a few
Yeah,
hits.
yeah.
Rick Stevens was there also with Tower of Power originally.
Right, right.
Um, Lenny Williams, a few, a
Yeah.
bunch of the brothers was out there.
I,
I was out there with George Livingston, Linda Livingston.
oh, man, George
Yeah,
is a great guy as
that's
well.
my brother. We were all there together. In fact, went in
Yeah.
the same car. Yeah.
They gave me a start.
Okay.
I was the equipment man first, sound man, light man, and finally they gave me all these suits and stuff. And one night at Dragon a Go Go,
Yes.
they
Okay.
said, "Go bring on the show." I said, "What?" They said, "Go bring on the show." We didn't give you them suits and stuff to be in the back.
Right on, man.
My first thing was, "Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Whispers." That
Yeah,
was my act. That was my whole act.
I love it. I love emceeing, and
And
it's
I
so
got
cool. Go ahead.
I was with them from 1970 to 1988,
Wow.
and I was good enough now to stand on my own.
There you go.
But I got one joke, then I got another one, and I didn't look back, man.
There you go.
You know, and I thank them for all they done for me.
Right. Do you see him much anymore?
Um, no, every now and then, like if they come to Chicago, but before this COVID-19,
Right.
I used to sometimes open for them every now
Wow.
and then,
Uh
like
huh.
here and East Coast.
Right.
I introduced Phyllis Hyman
Right. Yeah.
to
Okay.
Grady.
You know what? Let me think one
Was
minute.
the
Wait. 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 Let me think 1 minute. I think I'm trying to think. Maybe the last time I seen Phyllis Hyman, maybe that was a Circle Star, and I think
Yeah,
maybe you opened for the Whispers.
yeah.
Yeah, that might be because I got her autographed picture. I still have that today.
I have a picture with her,
Okay, there you go.
man. And a lot of people thought that she was my woman the way the picture.
You ain't gonna complain about that.
No, we were real cool. We got real, cool because I went and talked to her. I said, "Would you like me to, bring you on and stuff?" And she said, "Yeah." So,
Great.
you know, but let me tell you what happened. We were at the Beacon Theater in New York. I was standing outside. She got out the limo, and I said, "Phyllis," like I really knew her good.
Yeah.
And she said, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "Hey, I'm Vaughn West. I want you to meet somebody." And I introduced her. I said, "He's a hell of a songwriter, plus he sings like a bird. This is Grady Wilkins." And that's how the the duet that she done with the Whispers, that's how that happened,
Wow. All right.
you know. And anyway, um, they gave me man, you couldn't have got a better start. I lasted longer than any other the MCs that were with groups. I lasted longer than them because I had to act.
Right.
And I started doing comedy clubs, you know, uh, here and, man, Iowa. I used to work at Sioux City,
Okay.
Iowa.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
worked at Pepperoni's and a guy named John Lennon.
I heard of him.
He owned the place, not the
Oh,
business,
okay. Got it. Okay. All right. All right. Got it.
but man, John was real cool, you know. And
Okay.
anyway, I started doing the comedy clubs, and I liked the intimacy, you know.
Yes.
And but I still opened concerts. Going back when Dick Griffey came and became, the Whispers manager,
Right.
then it was Solar Records. I was an artist on Solar.
Okay.
He told me, "You don't work for the Whispers anymore. You got your own thing going."
All right.
And that was the second Solar tour.
Yes.
Yeah. And man, I wanted Kevin that was with Dynasty.
Uh huh.
Kevin wrote I don't know how he done it, but every single night, Vaughn West would have the crowd ready.
All right. There you
He
go.
never missed a night. He said that whole tour. And man, it was, a great, great feeling,
Yeah.
you know. And, I grew up. I was able to be my own man,
Yeah. Love it.
you
Yeah.
know. And, now with this virus going around, I'm glad that I feel good about what we're doing right now,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
all I can. That's all we can do because we can't get out there and do the shows.
right.
So,
So before I go, I might tell a joke, man.
I hope you do. One of my favorite MCs was Danny Ray with James Brown. I really like
Oh
Danny.
yeah.
You know,
Man, he was all over the place directing the band. Didn't he play horn or something?
I don't know. All I know was him coming out the hardest working man in show business, and and then
Yeah.
putting a cape on James and patting him on the back, and I imitate him. I do different James Brown impersonators, and I do that. I be playing Danny Ray, you
Man,
know.
I do Ollie,
Uh huh. Okay.
uh, Teddy Pendergrass, Eddie Levert,
Uh huh.
Al Green, which was one of my favorites.
Who is that?
Al Green.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, whole lot of power.
uh, but I worked with Al Wilson back in the day. Al
Yeah,
did a lot of shows for me, and I promoted him and Brentwood, all the oldies acts. And then
right.
Al Green, after he had passed, I met his nephew, and he imitated Al Green. He was pretty good, and but that was the trip, man. A small world. And his daughter, she lived out in Bayview, and she
Oh,
married.
really?
Yeah, she married this cat, and he lived out in Bayview behind my ex-wife's house when they were kids, man. And
Uh-huh.
Garland was the cat's name, man. And
Right.
then I ran into him at one of my shows that that Al Wilson's son-in-law was at. Man, I know you. And I said, damn, oh, you married to Al Wilson's daughter. What a trip, man.
Wow.
It's a small world, you know?
Yeah, man. The entertainment field.
Yeah,
It's a big industry, but it's real.
that's
Like
right.
it's a small world
It's a
because
small world. You do somebody wrong, they going to know about
man,
it, you know?
see, I got my brother here. He helped me. He does everything, man.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I
he
heard him
does
in the background a little bit
everything.
earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
What's his name?
Go.
What is it?
His first name is Go.
Geo?
Yeah. His last name
Okay,
is Get It.
go get it. All right, love it. All right.
Yeah, man.
See,
Put the mug in here. Let me put his mug in here. Yeah,
How you doing?
what's up, going, Bobby Gold, man?
All right,
yeah.
You
all
know,
right.
you got a good start at Go, man. Pretty soon you're going to get an LD.
Okay, all right.
All right. Maybe I'll see you when I get out to the Windy City. We'll hook up. Or you come back home.
Definitely.
You, what's that?
I said, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, or else when you come out to back home to Oakland, man, we'll hook up.
Oh,
Yeah, he'll
okay.
be with me.
Yeah. So you remember the Natural Four, I'm sure.
Chris James,
Yes.
Pumpkin, John January.
Yeah. Well, I stayed over at Chris's house down there in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah,
He's married to Sakita. That was John Lee Hooker's daughter,
right.
and
Man,
they have a beautiful home out there. They treated me very nice, man. And I interviewed him, and the interview got lost somehow. So we're gonna have to do it again. But
yeah.
we're gonna bring him out here. I was bringing him out here in August. We're gonna do a show out there, and I was thinking about having it at the Bow Theater down in San Leandro
Uh-huh.
on East 14th. But plus a book signing. He had wrote a book, Music Saved My Life, but this damn pandemic, it messed everything up, man.
Yeah, man. I was just getting ready to pull off a DVD,
Yeah,
and this thing started, man.
man. So,
Excuse me. I was coming to Oakland to do it.
okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
listen. Well, we can maybe do it later. But listen, we talked about you with the Whispers. What
Okay.
about this guy, man? There was another comedian by the name of Richard Pryor. You ever meet him? You ever work with him?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
That's me. On the album,
Yes.
That Nigga's Crazy.
That nigga's crazy. Tell us about it.
Okay, that was the Soul Train Club,
And what was that?
San Francisco, right
Okay.
across from Basin Street. It used to be Mr. D's.
Right. Broadway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was, the Whispers were, they weren't, on tour. So I worked at the club
Okay.
and I opened for everybody.
All right.
But Richard recorded, right? And they said on the album that was Don Cornelius.
Ooh.
Now, you know me and Don don't sound nothing alike.
No.
Don used to say, I taught Vaughn everything he knows. And I said, he right.
All
But
right.
anyway, I asked Richard, I said, what is your last joke? So I'll know,
When to come on?
that'll be
Exactly.
my cue. He says, I don't know. I never know. And so I was, looking at my watch and standing by. And when he went off, I would say, that nigga's crazy.
Oh, you really?
Come on, how about a big round of applause? Which one? That's where they got that from.
All right. I like
They
it.
the album. And Richard said, hey, that little short nigga that work that work at the Soul Train Club, he's all right. He know what he doing.
That's funny. I like
Yeah.
that.
And then, oh man, this guy came next, man. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he was, man, a genius. His name was Rodney Winfield.
I know
I was,
Marsha. I know Marsha.
oh
Remember
man,
her? I was with her up
yeah,
in Vegas. Night
man,
court.
that was Dick Griffey's girl.
Was it? Okay.
One of them.
Okay.
He passed away, so I could tell on him. Um, anyway, uh, where was I getting
Griffey.
at?
Griffey. Okay.
uh, wow.
Winfield. Guy Winfield. You said.
Oh yeah, Rodney. Rodney. I was recording at the club in L.A., the
Okay.
Roxy Theater. We were there like 3 nights, so Dick recorded me. And Rodney came by my hotel room that day, and I was working. I had my tape recorder, my pad out, writing. Rodney said, man, that's good you can do that. I can't read and write. I have to put my ideas in my head and work them out there.
Okay.
Man, that there is not an easy thing to do.
That's right.
I mean, you got to jot down something. But Rodney kept it all in his head, man. And we became great, great friends. I haven't seen him in a long time, and I don't know, but I would love to see him
Okay.
because he taught me a lot. When he told me he had to keep the stuff in his head, you know who that reminded me of right away?
Who is that?
Prince.
Ah. Okay.
Prince, his father, if you remember in the movie,
Yeah.
told him the difference between him and Prince was he didn't have to write nothing down.
Hmm.
And anytime you are a musician, entertainer, and you don't have to write nothing down, you a bad mother. I'm talking about entertainment.
Yeah.
And man, that's some great stuff. And uh, I do that with some things, but I have to write the idea down.
Okay.
Then I can come back and work it out and file it.
Okay.
So when I go on, it's not like I'm reciting a speech.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reaching for stuff. And the stage is home for me, man.
There you go.
Um, I'm nervous as hell, and I've been doing it for all these years,
Right.
and I'm still nervous.
I'm the
Richard
same way.
told
I'm the
me,
same way, brother.
you know,
Once I
Richard
get on
Pryor
there,
told me, Richard Pryor told me he don't be nervous. He be scared to death.
it's just a matter of words, brother. Yes.
Eddie Levert, Nicholas Caldwell, Scotty, and Walter, um, they all told me if you don't be a little nervous, you should quit because that means you don't care anymore.
Okay.
That nervousness is you want to be good.
Yeah.
And that's every night, man.
Yeah.
You know, people see the finished product.
Yeah, that's true. I've been a professional clown for over 30 something years. And I used to feel like that when I used to perform. I'd be once I got there, man. Once I put my makeup on, I'm ready. You know what I mean?
Hey,
But I still get them, be nervous till I start. Once I go in here, that's it. I'm in my element.
yeah,
Step back,
like
Jack. You know what I mean?
when I'm standing there waiting to go on, those last few minutes, man, I'm in a whole nother world, man.
I heard that, bro. I know where you at. I've been there.
And until I get out there and touch that mic, that's the longest journey I ever go on.
There you go. I feel it. There you go. Yep.
You know, but once I get out there, I'm home, baby.
There you go.
I'm
Well,
finna give it to you. I'm
there
finna
you
give
go.
it up.
Well, you know what, man? I want to thank you for this time you've given me,
Yeah.
and it was a good time.
Hey,
Good
man,
talking to you, brother.
look
Go,
here.
go
Let
get
me say this. Let me say
it.
this before we go.
Yes.
Hey, man, first of all, I want to thank you and God bless you. And on this time we spent is just right
That's right.
because you don't pay no overtime. And guess what else? I don't do none.
well,
Hey,
it's been.
Bobby. Hey, man, much love and respect to you always and anytime, man.
You got it, man. Vaughn, we're gonna keep in touch,
Yes,
and
yeah, no question.
it's great. We're gonna get this together. We're gonna put it on YouTube, and anytime you're headed back to Oaktown, man, give me a holler, man. And
Hey, man, you're gonna be the first person
yeah,
I
we'll get
call.
together. I have you come over here to Pittsburgh, have some dinner, and we'll have a good time, man. And I'm gonna tell Chris. I gotta call Chris tomorrow and tell
Uh-huh.
him that we talked, and I'll
Yeah,
be
tell
talking to
me.
George tomorrow, George Livingston.
Hello,
In
man.
fact, I'm gonna call him up now and bother him.
Yeah,
Let him
right.
know we did this, and
Yeah, man. George is great, man.
yeah.
You
So
know, hey, man, there's been a lot of people, that I met over the years, and George, man, is great.
he's great, man. One of the greatest. We've been brothers now for, oh my God, man. We met at a James Brown concert at the Circle Star. I'm thinking a good 35 years ago, something like that, at least 30.
Wow,
And then I met his
wow.
pops at the Richmond Auditorium when we had the Marvis Frazier, Bone Crusher Smith fight. I hooked up with Joe Frazier.
I
And
hooked up with Joe in Philly.
with who?
In Philly, Joe
Yeah,
Frazier.
yeah, Smoking Joe, yeah.
And it was another place. So I can't. It's been so long ago.
Yeah, he was so cool, man, wasn't he?
Yeah, he made me drink a sex drink. 3 shots of Hennessy and a drop of Coke.
Okay.
A
Well,
cola.
listen. I'm glad you cleared that up, okay? Much
Yeah,
love,
man.
my brother Vaughn. Take
Hey,
care.
man.
And good night, go. Get it.
Okay.
All
See,
right,
you
bro.
can call him by his first name. Hey, man, much love to you, and we'll do it again soon.
You got it. Thank you. Over and out,
All right.
man.